Think of the vast universe, galaxies spiral, stars explode, planets form. Now think about your thoughts, fleeting, powerful, mysterious. Could our thoughts, like distant stars, hold a power we are only beginning to understand? Some scientists believe they do. They suggest that our thoughts are not just electrical impulses confined to our brains. Instead, they might be a form of energy that can interact with the world around us. This idea, while startling, is not entirely new. For centuries, philosophers and mystics have pondered the connection between mind and matter. Now, science is beginning to explore this link. This exploration takes us to the frontiers of physics and consciousness. It asks us to consider whether the act of observation, of thinking, might actually influence the fabric of reality. It is a journey into a realm where thoughts might not just mirror reality, but help shape it. It is a journey full of awe-inspiring possibilities. Quantum physics, the study of the very small, offers tantalizing hints about the power of observation. The famous double-slit experiment is a prime example. In this experiment, tiny particles like electrons are fired at a barrier with two slits. What's fascinating is this. The way these particles behave seems to depend on whether or not they are being observed. When unobserved, the electrons act like waves, creating an interference pattern on the screen behind the slits. But when observed, they act like particles, passing through one slit or the other. It's as if they know they are being watched and change their behavior accordingly. This strange phenomenon suggests that consciousness, or at least the act of observation, might play a role in shaping reality at its most fundamental level. Another intriguing clue comes from the placebo effect. In medicine, a placebo is a dummy treatment, like a sugar pill, with no known therapeutic effect. Yet, time and again, studies show that placebos can actually produce real physiological changes in patients. People experience pain relief, improved mobility, and even tumor shrinkage, all because they believe they are receiving a genuine treatment. How is this possible? The answer might lie in the power of expectation and belief. If our thoughts and beliefs are indeed a form of energy, then perhaps they can interact with our bodies and the world in ways we are just beginning to comprehend. To truly understand the potential of thought energy, we need to move beyond intriguing anecdotes and isolated experiments. We need bold, innovative research that directly tests the influence of collective thought on the physical world. Imagine, for example, an experiment where a large group of people focus their thoughts on a specific target, like influencing the growth rate of plants. We could call this a mass psychokinetic exchange. Thousands, perhaps millions of participants, all concentrating on the same intention, could generate a powerful, measurable effect. Technology could play a key role, connecting people across continents and amplifying their collective thought energy. Another experiment could explore whether thought can influence the rate of decay in organic matter. Imagine two identical samples of food, one subjected to positive, life-affirming thoughts, the other to negative, destructive thoughts. Would there be a measurable difference in their decomposition rates? These are just two examples. The possibilities for new experiments are as limitless as the human imagination itself. The key is to approach this research with both scientific rigor and a sense of wonder. The placebo effect is often presented as evidence for the power of mind over matter. If our beliefs can trigger real physiological changes, doesn't that prove that our thoughts can directly influence our bodies? The truth, as is often the case in science, is more nuanced. While the placebo effect is undoubtedly real and powerful, its interpretation is still a subject of debate. Some researchers argue that the placebo effect is not about thoughts directly influencing the physical body. Instead, they suggest it's about the brain's intricate connection to the immune system and other physiological processes. Our expectations, shaped by our thoughts and beliefs, can trigger the release of neurochemicals and hormones that have a tangible impact on our bodies. This interpretation doesn't diminish the significance of the placebo effect. It simply shifts the focus from a direct, almost magical influence of thought on matter, to a more complex interplay between mind and body. It highlights the extraordinary capacity of the brain to modulate its own reality, creating internal experiences that have a very real impact on our physical selves. Understanding the mechanisms behind the placebo effect could unlock a treasure trove of possibilities for enhancing human health and well-being. It could lead to new forms of treatment that harness the power of the mind to promote healing and improve quality of life. The idea that thought can directly influence the physical world, beyond the realm of our own bodies, is where things get truly mind-bending. This concept, often associated with psychokinesis or telekinesis, has been a staple of science fiction and paranormal research for decades. But can it be reconciled with our current understanding of physics? The standard model of particle physics, our best current description of the universe at its most fundamental level, doesn't offer much room for thoughts to directly interact with matter. This model describes a universe governed by fundamental forces like gravity, electromagnetism, and the strong and weak nuclear forces. Thought, as we currently understand it, doesn't fit neatly into this picture. However, the standard model is not the be-all and end-all of physics. It has its limitations. For example, it doesn't fully incorporate gravity, and it doesn't explain dark matter or dark energy, which make up the vast majority of the universe. Could there be forces or phenomena beyond the standard model that we haven't yet discovered? Forces that might allow for a connection between thought and the physical world? Some theoretical physicists believe there might be. They point to concepts like quantum entanglement, where two particles become linked and can instantaneously influence each other, even when separated by vast distances. Could there be a similar entanglement between consciousness and the physical world? Exploring the potential of thought energy requires navigating a minefield of skepticism, and rightly so. Science thrives on skepticism. It's what keeps us from going astray, from mistaking wishful thinking for concrete evidence. The history of science is littered with claims of the paranormal, of mind-over-matter feats that have crumbled under rigorous scrutiny. So how do we separate genuine effects from wishful thinking, confirmation bias, and outright fraud? The answer, as always, lies in rigorous scientific methodology. We need carefully designed experiments with robust controls, blinding, and statistical analysis. We need to replicate results independently, eliminating any possibility of experimenter bias or error. Moreover, we need to be wary of the placebo effect and other confounding factors. Just because something seems to work doesn't mean it's evidence of thought directly influencing reality. There might be other explanations, more grounded in our current understanding of biology and psychology. Skepticism, however, should not be confused with closed-mindedness. It's about demanding extraordinary evidence for extraordinary claims. It's about approaching the unknown with a healthy dose of curiosity and a willingness to be surprised. The exploration of thought energy is not just a scientific endeavor, it's a human one. It speaks to our deepest curiosities about the nature of reality, the power of our minds, and our place in the cosmos. It challenges us to expand our understanding of what's possible, to push the boundaries of knowledge beyond our current paradigms. This is not a journey for one discipline alone. It requires the collaboration of physicists, neuroscientists, psychologists, philosophers, and anyone with a passion for unraveling the mysteries of consciousness. It demands open minds, a willingness to embrace uncertainty, and a commitment to following the evidence wherever it may lead. The journey will be challenging, no doubt. There will be setbacks, dead ends, and fierce debates. But the potential rewards are immense. What if we could harness the power of thought to heal ourselves, to shape our world in positive ways, to deepen our understanding of consciousness itself? The universe is full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Let us explore with courage, curiosity, and a sense of shared adventure. Let us dare to imagine a future where the power of thought is not just a concept, but a force for good in the world.